engage our youth, correct? All right, so if y'all would just take it from here and do what you do, and then we're going to do it a little bit differently tonight. We're not going to wait for questions and answers at the end. We're going to kind of break that up, and so you all will have opportunity to ask questions. So that you might do that, there are buckets to either side of the stage, one on the left and one on the right. They have index cards there. If you could just submit your question, and then Sylvia and I will get that question, and then won't ask it, but we'll let you know when that time comes. But you can put those questions in there at any time. Also, we did have a bucket over here for the food, but we're going to go church style in just a minute. We're going to pass the plate, and so those of you who did not get a chance to give towards the donation tonight will also get the opportunity to do that as well too. But your donation of $4 to $5 helps us to buy this meal on next week as well too. So take it away. Let's answer this question.
Okay. First of all, break the ice with a little spoon, so that everybody can kind of know this is like a way that we, as young people, have been organizing with other young people and try to bridge the gap of generational knowledge. So this poem is called Livelihood. What else can we? But livelihood in my hood from the know where I'm from. No luck with the job, so you gamble with the guns. Only 16 years old and already on the run. Already got a son, penny packing for the fun. Nickel dime dealers, hidden chef, team members. You gotta get your dreams bigger if you would deliver. Of this life, I guess, lessen your stress. Walking, blinded by faith, and you can pass the test of life lessons. Go past from president. Cause the other kings is irrelevant. Cause the chief resident lame in his White House. Thinking that we playing a game we can't get out. Feeling trapped in a doomed existence. Yelling the truth, but they never listen. Meanwhile, the kids are still coming up missing. Rest in peace to all the souls injustice took, and looking out we can't wait. Change must be now, cause our hands are up, they still shooting us down. Said our hands are up, they still shooting us down. Said our hands are up, they still shooting. Livelihood in my little son, didn't know where I'm from. No luck with the job, the youth gamble with the guns. Thank you. I'd like to thank everybody to come out tonight. Every Monday, it's always a pleasure to come to Justice and Beyond meetings. Because, ever since I actually started politically organizing, I have seen Justice and Beyond as the way to do it right. And it's like, to be here tonight, in front of everyone, seeing such a magnitude of different faces, different age groups together, it brings light that we are moving toward progression together. So I'm glad to see everyone here tonight. This is a blessed event. Thank that. But I want to make mention that we are in support of Rising James, because what I've seen when I went out there is that it's injustice all over the state, and it affects everyone on a scale deeper than just jobs and property. It's more of a health issue, and they don't care who they kill off. They're trying to kill us all off. And I want you to kind of explain more of what's going on so that everybody can know exactly what's going on. Then after you finish, I want to ask that Galatia come up and do your thing, okay? All right, cool.
That was amazing. Okay. How do we engage our youth? When I met Sonny today, we were talking about music, and I enjoyed his spoken word piece, and I really believe that expression of our soul song is part of the answer. And as we learn how to express our music and what our soul needs to say, we can create safe and sacred spaces for our youth to do that as well. So that's what I'm working on personally. I have an album I'm working on, all songs with the intention of saving the world. And I can sing part of them if you guys want. I'm a little nervous to do that, but come on. So the concept album is like Weird Al, where I take a song song that already exists and rewrite the lyrics. So this one I wrote thinking about Rice St. James just about 6 months ago. And it's my version of Wade in the Water. It's my first time singing it in public. Wade in the water. I'm doing without a microphone if that's okay. Wade in the water, we can't wade. In the water, who's gone in trouble? The water, we can't wade. In the water, we can't wade. In the water, we can't wade. In the water, who's gone in trouble? The water. Who's that river all dressed in black? Who's gone in trouble? The water. You know it looks like the sign of nuclear attack. Who's gone in trouble? The water. If you don't believe this river ain't clean, who's gone in trouble? The water. Just to follow me down to the Mississippi. Who's gone in trouble? The water. We can't wade. In the water, we can't wade. In the water, we can't wade. In the water, who's gone in trouble? The water. Who's that river all dressed in red? Who's gone in trouble? The water. Now tell me how in the hell did all the fish turn up dead? Who's gone in trouble? The water. If you don't believe, oh wait, sorry, this is my favorite line. If we can't step foot in God's golden stream, 'cause you've got in trouble, the water. And there's nowhere in hell our souls can be redeemed. Who's gone in trouble? The water. We can't wait any longer. We can't wait any longer. We can't wait any longer. We must protect the water. We sing for the water. We sing with the water. Yes, we sing to the water. Please sing along. Who's gone in trouble? The water. We pray for the water. We pray with the water. Yes, we pray to the water. We must protect the water. We move with the moon. We move mountains with the moon. Yes, we move with the moon. For we are one with the water. We stand for the water. We stand with sons and daughters. We demand clean water. We must protect the water. We are one with the water. You know we must protect the
That was incredible, both of you. Thank you very much. Can we give them another round of applause? Both Sonny and Ashley Moon Walker. That was excellent. And can we pause for a couple of questions right now? Would that be appropriate? And let me just ask this real quick. So we know that in order for us to engage our youth, we must cross racial bounds in order to find commonality in one specific issue, or some different issues. There's most likely more than one, but it seems that both of you come under the understanding that the issue that we all need to stand on as youth and as adults alike is the issue of saving our planet and saving this world. Is that the critical issue that you think just crosses boundaries of economic groups or racial groups or age differences? Is that the issue we need to stand on together?
Well, that's a major issue in light of, like you said, the water, because the water is a we as people standing in the indivisible about that, because there are people, literally companies, businesses, private-owned companies that do a convict leasing system and have inmates working, illegally, unpaid, dumping pollution into the natural resources. So it's like it's a big corporation of corruption that affects everything. But it all boils down to them killing us all individually through the water system. Yeah.
Well, I definitely won't disagree with that, but I wanted to say, the way in which we engage our youth, what it's all about is just education. More education in vocational skills, rather than sending people to institutions and getting all brainy, because people work those places where they're polluting our waters or doing whatever out with our natural resources. People work those places, and if they're educated with a passion to do those things, then they won't do things that are wrong, with that profession. And so that's why I say more supporting education with vocational skills with our youngsters, getting them in tune with their passions and bringing that to the skill which they create from their hands, so they'll care about the things that they're doing without playing it with each other.
Amen.
All right, another question?
The first question of the night is, and this is for all the panelists, what can we, white GMB, Justice and Beyond members, do to stand against racism with our black members? What can we, white Justice and Beyond members, do to stand against racism with our black members?
All right, one thing is, I feel, is try to not prejudge, try to understand that there is, a difference in perception. But look for the common issue and address that common issue. And as far as your experience, it shouldn't really matter if your soul's intention is towards the progression of all. Seek to really help progress your community. Whatever resource you know about, express those resources. As well as to try to be aware that there was a big, and there still is a big, red line of progression dividing races. So to eliminate the red line is to do away with racism.
Well, as a white person that tries to support this movement, it's one thing I can say, it's just showing up is huge. And following your heart and making sure that as allies we try not to overstep on other people's, talk over people, and which I know in power play, people, that always happens. Also with men and women, I've noticed, in situations, and just how to really try to honor marginalized people. I guess training also helps. So maybe like more trainings for cultural sensitivity would be really useful. I also want to say about the question about children that one thing I've learned with children is they're often very empathic and very connected to animals, and they dream about animals more than adults, and they have, watching cartoons and like all their stuffed animals, and so they feel really deeply the mass extinction that's happening, and they feel often emotionally connected. And so I think when we raise our children to have to be hard and let go of that empathy, and that's a problem. And so nurturing their feelings, especially for boys who are often told not to like cry, and allowing them to process their feelings and learn how to resolve conflict in their own lives and hopefully out in the world too. So that might be something.
Here's a message from the children. They're sending it over to them.
The message.
All right. It says, color doesn't matter.
Thank you, children. Thank you.
I mean, there's a lot that I can say, on that. I'm one to know a lot about racism. 5 years ago today, I was released after 20 years of being wrongfully convicted and sentenced for a murder I didn't commit on a life sentence to die on in Angola plantation. That's what it was. Not a prison, but, and, so, I've seen, all kinds of perspectives, try to survive under the regime that we live in this country, is what I'm saying. So, just understand that we all been miseducated. It goes back to education, that certain people deserve a privilege over others. And so, but knowing that that's fact and, just miseducating our minds and our culture, just knowing that if you're a white or fair-skinned, that you have a privilege to use, to support a cause that's worthy of humanity. And that's, to thereby justice, faith, and liberty, so that we can have freedom, amongst everybody. And so that's what I would say to, white members who want to stand behind black causes. Just understand that you have a privilege. Wherever you go, it's not your fault. It's just been, our culture here in America. And to fight against that, to consciously use that for the betterment of humanity.
Amen. What he said.
I was just going to jump in there real quickly. But all of y'all talked about education. And one thing that Justice and Beyond does often is we lead and we present Undoing Racism conferences. Have any of you been to those? And would you recommend that as a way of engaging young people?
Yes, actually, that sounds like a good idea. I haven't been to one yet, but I definitely want to do. Okay.
I would love to come.
I've never been, but I can't. Okay, I've heard all good things about it.
Well, we do have, we will be probably providing another one soon. I don't know if people in this room have or have not been to one. If you haven't, as you talk about education, that's probably a good way so we can educate and have people really understand the dynamics of systematic racism. And so, yeah. We have another, Ms. Marissa?
I just wanted to announce that Justice and Beyond has some scholarship money. You can talk to me afterwards if you would like to sign up for a workshop and you need some scholarship help.
Absolutely. Thank you. So we have those scholarships available, and we definitely want to engage with you. All right, next.
I'd like to ask that Glacier starts to make her way to the stage and prepare her music. And we're going to have some Glacier Jones there.
So my name is Galatia. I go to UNO, and I'm a marketing major.
All right.
I know that's kind of weird. Sometimes I feel like I do some songs and singing. It's like, I think I could do it there. But I know that I wrote this, my first song, this morning. So y'all bear with me, okay? But the song is about consent. And a lot of times we talk about it, and I don't know if y'all are on Twitter or Instagram or any kind of social media, but the Me Too movement has been growing really strong. And this song isn't just about Me Too for women, but also about Me Too for men. Because we talk about sexual assault for women a lot, but we don't talk about sexual assault that happens to men either. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's not too heavy. You know what I'm saying? It does address the issue. So that's the first song. My second song I wrote a couple of years ago. It's about police brutality. So just that's it. All right. So I guess I don't know if you feel comfortable. You feel like you know me enough. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's do it. You can play that first song. I don't know if you press play or not. So how was your day? Y'all feeling good today? I'm a little nervous. Okay, let me just get that out there right now.
You got it, you good.
Oh, thank you. I felt that love deep down in my soul, okay? Thanks, sister.
Galatians, you want to talk a little bit more about sexual assault on men and what that looks like, why that's so big?
Okay, so recently, I don't know if y'all heard about Terry Crews. So Terry Crews went through his own kind of sexual assault, and a lot of people were making fun of it and making it seem like, oh, it's just a joke, like he's big and buff, like how you just gonna let somebody touch you like that? But it's not about if you let them touch him. It happened. So at the end of the day, it happened, and I feel like he shouldn't be made fun of just because of how big he is. Like, just because you are strong and, it seems like you gotta be so hard and everything. Like, men don't have to be hard 24/7. Like, I understand, like, you feel like you are the strong protector, but I know y'all got feelings. Like, stop trying to act like everything okay all the time. I mean, it's okay to cry, you don't gotta bust out in Walmart and start crying, but like, it's okay to just let your emotions go sometimes. And if you feel like you need support, then I feel like you should reach out and get support, especially like, in the Black community, we gotta really talk about mental health issues, because we sit around and we joke and say, oh girl, get over it, you alright, get up, dust yourself off, it's okay, oh but what you crying for? Like, it's not that deep. But you never know what people are going through. You never know the type of situations that they've been through before, and to just dust it off as if it's nothing, just because you don't see the whole picture don't mean that there isn't small details. So a lot of that stuff, we just really need to sit down and we need to have open communication with one another and just talk about it and make it okay to talk about. So yeah, and I mean, we all know about the police brutality thing. But I don't know. I feel like very, very strongly about it. I don't believe in any kind of misconduct. I believe in true fairness. So if you're gonna support one thing, then you gotta support the next thing. You gotta be equal on both sides.
Let me say this real quick. I think one of the big things when we talk about engaging our youth is that I don't know how many people would agree with this, but I know from my parents' generation and my grandparents, we have different levels of talking. My grandparents, they just didn't talk about stuff. That generation just didn't put it out there like that.
And our generation talks a lot.
Yeah. Y'all get real, right?
Like, hey, I'm tired of this.
Right.
My breakfast was cold. I don't like that.
So in order to engage youth, we need to get comfortable with getting real.
Right. Because like a lot of I think it's a lot like, oh, y'all so emotional. Like, y'all so emotional. It's like, stop trying to act like you ain't have emotions. You just ain't say nothing. That's it. You just ain't say nothing. So, it's okay to have emotions. It's okay to feel stuff. All of that is cool. I think we just need to understand that we are different. Understand that each generation is different. You just gotta learn to communicate with the other generation. Like, I'm not gonna go up to my grandma and say, oh, what's poppin', son? Like, my grandma gonna be like, girl, what? So, I can't gotta learn how to talk to each other and understand one another. And once you do that, I promise, like, it'll just be like, kumbaya, Lord. Like, it'll be all good. It'll be all good.
And then finally, before the song starts out, I think they're still getting it, right?
I don't know. How's
okay.
it up there?
Anybody?
Nobody?
David up there?
Nobody.
Sonny up there? Okay.
I mean, I could do it a cappella for y'all. If that's, or I could just grab my phone.
We're good with that.
Play it with the mic. You feel me? Huh?
We're going to do it a cappella.
I would prefer the music.
Okay. Let me ask you one question, because you touched on something
Yeah.
that I think in order to engage the youth, because you talking about an issue with the actor from Empire, right?
No, Terry Crews.
I'm sorry.
I know who you talking about.
Yeah.
But Terry Crews is the man from the Old Spice commercials.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the big muscles,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, but do we need to have a conversation, get real about hate crimes? Is that how we engage our youth too?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I mean like the term hate crime is just like so general, you know, and you can apply it to anything. If you have anger in your heart because of a general group, it's a hate crime, you know, especially since like we know that a lot of times, like right now, we have a lot of hate crimes towards black people, towards the LGBTQ community, and it's just really ridiculous. Like, it's just really ridiculous, to be honest, because you have all of these people talking about, hey, y'all, we need to love one another, and we need to support one another, we need to take each other as we are, love yourself being an individual, but yet, you still judging people, yet we still have these hate crimes going on, and then it's still like, you know, people are like, okay, well, that's not really young people, that's not really this, and that's not really that, but we have young people shooting up churches. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got young people, you know, committing suicide. And that's, to me, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like, it's unacceptable. I can't express that enough. Like, the fact that you're 9 years old and you feel the need that your life has no meaning, that you have no purpose, that you should end it right now. You're 9 years old. Like, your life has, like, so much promise, so much purpose. You have so much that you can be doing right now and tomorrow. And it starts like at a young age. It starts with us encouraging one another, saying, oh, you know, you're different. Oh, that's cool. Even if you're not different, like even if you like doing the same thing as everybody else, you know, that's cool. You like that. You like that. I don't like peanut butter. I'm pretty sure cool people like peanut butter, but I don't hate peanut butter like us. Like, I'm like, do your thing, but keep that over there. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with me. As long as it don't infringe on me, baby, do what you gotta do. Okay? It don't have nothing to do with me. So, you know, just no, I love it. I love it. Make me feel good. Make me feel good. I saw a little. You ready?
All right.
Yes. It's on a little piece of paper. Don't tell all of this. I know, it was sarcasm. It's the so the first I did a screen recording because you know the internet. You would press play and just it will go all the way in. Oh, just great. I'm so sorry. We was talking. I was out the room. I'm sorry. I don't want to hold y'all up. I'm not gonna do all this. I'm gonna just come with beats. I wrote this morning, y'all. You won't have to force it, I'll say yes. All I gotta do is say yes. I promise if you let me say yes. All I wanna hear is say yes. You won't have to force it, I'll say yes. We discussed this yesterday, so it shouldn't come up again. I know that we are more than friends, but I wanna show commitment. And if you're patient, silently waiting, it will be worth it. I promise you to earn it, but you wanna have me now. I understand. No, you cannot show me how. Do you understand? Your body has demands. I understand. Just commit and be my man. Do you understand? You tell me you miss me. You put me in positions. Right up your ignitions. You have bad intentions. I'm not in the mood. I just discussed this with you. All I gotta do is say yes. I promise if you let me say yes. All you wanna hear is say yes. You won't have to force it, I'll say yes. All I gotta do is say yes. I promise if you let me say yes. All you wanna hear is say yes. You won't have to force it, I'll say yes. Thank you. I got one more for y'all. And I won't hold y'all time. I promise. Okay. So, this one, I know I still gone. Okay? I know it all still gone. Alright? This just a little extra bedazzle at the end of that song, you know. That's a video part. When I make the video, it's gonna be a whole storyline. I'll be like, what? Thank you. Alright. You can go to the next one, just straight to the left. Just like that. You got it? It's hard. Huh? It should, when you slide over, it should have like a cartoon kind of look to it. It's got like an old man playing a piano. Yeah, it's on YouTube. But like, it's in my camera roll too. Like I did a screen recording of that as well. Yeah. And I think I favorited it. So like, if you just go to the favorite section.
We do have some questions from someone that he's up there doing that. Can we answer?
Yeah.
This one is for all panelists. Flo, do we engage the youth? When it was supposed to be so or how? How. Okay. Oh. It looks like an FL. How do we engage the youth in the planning process of the fight for justice? And what does that look like?
You wanna take it first? Social media is such a huge thing for youth, and so I'd say the main thing is to get people organizing that have a bunch of social connections and make sure they have a social media campaign that's really like we're talking about music and has different elements that pull people in. And video is such a great medium too, because for storytelling. Some of the videos about what's going on in St. James that people in this room have made have really engaged me. And that's part of why I'm here. So you guys are doing a great job. Thank you.
And when you say social media, most of the older people in this room, we hooked on Facebook. But there's more to life than just Facebook social media, right?
Yeah, there's more social media networks than that, you know. Well, I want to kind of say a little about the question, then I'm to listen to them. And you have to see what hindrances their progression, what stops their progression, what is like the biggest like wall that's stopping the most youth, and then knock down that wall, or focus attention onto that wall, raise awareness, because it's the older generation's influence of power that will really spark the change within the local government. See, the youth's voice will drive the older generation to, stand on their position of authority. Because it's the older generation that have reached those levels of authority to where I can put my foot down and things won't stop if I do that. See, the youth, we still trying to construct a device in order for us to put our foot down. We're still trying to go to school. We're still trying to go to work. We're still trying to raise our families in order for us to have that structure to stand on. The older generation already have that. But you have to hear to the voice that is the community, that is the youth. The children that's going to school, the children that's going to work, everyone that is trying to progress. There is something stopping. So in order for the older generation to help the younger generation, listen to them. And just like you were saying, one of those outlets, one of the main outlets that a lot of young people use to communicate with each other is social media. So in order for older generation to tap into social media, they'll be talking directly to the masses of youth around the world.
So, I agree with that. That's how we operate our foundation. Try to have an elderman council, that I guess chooses what leaders they're going to have amongst their organization, and then, from there, those leaders or generals organize the warriors and, the masses or whatever. So, but ultimately, engaging our youth is really, meeting where they're at. And a lot of our youth, since, we have a problem with our youth only because of their state of poverty in their lives. So, helping them find a dignified job somewhere, making a living, helping out with their immediate situations, I think will engage them and get them involved and knowing that people are working in their best interests.
As far as social media goes, I agree with all of y'all. I will say this though. I think it all goes back to, again, communication, understanding who you're talking to. I know that when I talk to my grandmother, I don't use the same phrases and the same words that I use when I talk to my best friend. That's just, you know what I'm saying? So I know that also it can be very difficult to talk to someone who is older than you, older than you when you feel like they're not understanding, when you feel like they don't actually really care about what you say because their way is right and your way is wrong. So I know, for example, I'm gonna just tell y'all this story. My grandmother hated ranch dressing. I asked her, why do you hate ranch dressing? It's the best dressing that there is. I disagree with myself now, but back then I was all on ranch dressing, okay? So she said, I don't know, it just looked nasty. I said, well, did you try it? Like, did you try it? She was like, no, and I'm not going to try it. I said, okay, well, don't try it then. I left. She called me. She was like, I tried that ranch dressing. That's some good dressing. And that's all she ate with after that. So I say that to say, just because, someone is younger, because my little cousins teach me something every day, I'll tell y'all. Just because somebody is younger doesn't mean that they don't know anything. They know things from their generation, and they're just trying to pass that on. So I think we all need to, me included, my generation included, because we big-headed, we think we know everything too. Everybody needs to humble themselves and know that, this person and that person can offer some new information to you. And be okay with that. You don't have to agree, You don't have to like what I say, but just respect what I say. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're going to make their own decisions. They're going to do what they want to do. And you can beat it in somebody's head, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. But if they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it. So don't stress yourself. Just lead by example.
Amen.
And, tell them, hey, I love you. But if you keep doing wrong, I'm going to have to love you from a distance, okay? But yeah, Twitter, that's my social media. That's my platform. Gang, gang. Okay, Twitter, Instagram. I don't really say Instagram. I can tell y'all more about this on marketing side type deal. But if you're on Twitter, try to get young people who have loud voices, who are very prevalent in their community. And when I say community, I mean your school is a community. Your church is a community. The people around your neighborhood, that's a community. Your peers, the people you surround yourself with, that's a different community. If you can get the leader of that community to come in and step in and say, hey, I want to be a part of this, then they'll bring their friends along with them. I love to say everybody's an individual, but we still follow the cross sometimes. So, but there has to be something here for it to seem appetizing to them. Like, you can't just say, hey, help out the community. For what? What good is that going to do for me? That's the first question. What is that going to do for me? You need to tell me why it's important. Why this is important. You could say, well, you live here. Don't throw trash in your own neighborhood. That's like throwing trash in your bedroom. You ain't gonna do that. That's nasty. But if you go on, you say, well, look, we can set you up with this. You like fast food? We can set you up with the manager at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get people who are running things, who are, to be a part of that community, and tell them, hey, we have, like, that scholarship thing.
Yes.
I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's the truth.
Oh yeah. My GPA about to be bomb this semester, okay? Okay, I'm gonna need that scholarship, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna just get into this song real quick. Cause I could talk. But yeah. You can press play. Pulling up in my driveway, contemplating should I run or should I stay? Man shot last week or was it yesterday? Have been so often, man, I constantly confuse the dates. The black race is on the verge of extinction. They say my black face, man, is too intimidating. So children getting shot and the men are thrown in prison. A broken system, no qualifications or education except at Victor D's. Flipping patties while he's standing on his feet. He wants a decent living. He doesn't want a suit, a tie, a use the proper diction. But his door has a notice of eviction. So he supplies crackheads with a little piece of heaven. No lucky sevens, rocking the brand new 11s. Praying up to God, but constantly cursing reverence. I hope he doesn't die young. I hope he makes it to heaven. And I used to be an angel before you snipped my wings. Then I fell. You put chains on me, but I will rebel, give you hell, 'cause I used to be free. And if you send me back home, my wings will regrow. If I had a son, would he make it past 11? And if he doesn't, I pray he makes it into heaven. Sons are dying, mothers crying, fathers trying to survive, holding guns and knives, running for your lives. Don't shoot me, see your daddy's gone, then who's gonna feed me? They broke my mother's heart when they shot him. Officers have been profiling. Mama, please, why daddy leave? Handcuffs, head down with the police. He's not safe, mama. See, freedom's fake, mama. For God's sakes, mama. My heart breaks, mama. And I bet they hate us too. Our collars not blue. See, we don't have a chance, mama. And neither you. America the brave, fighting for the slaves. Will I ever be free? And will things ever change? I used to be an angel before you snipped my wings. And I fell. You put chains on me. But I will rebel, give you hell, 'cause I used to be free. And if you send me back home, my wings will regrow. Giving off that positive energy.
God bless the young children. I mean, y'all not children, excuse me for saying that.
I don't feel no type of way. I don't feel no type of way. No.
Yeah,
children, we all children of God. That's right.
The respect you hold, you're blessed.
Thank you.
You're faithful.
I gotta thank my parents and my aunties and my uncles and even my little sister right there. She with me. I see you. And my best friend. Okay. But also, I mean, the younger generation can't do nothing without the older generation. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
We can't do nothing without y'all. You know?
But you know, when you spoke earlier, the respect, the morals is something that we older people gonna always hold y'all to. Where we feel that some of us try to be y'all's friends instead of sticking to being your parent.
I feel that.
Okay, I mean, I could come down to your level, but I also have to make sure you bind to what the moral of life is.
Very true.
So I thank God for y'all. I listen to you all, and you're right. And if we failed y'all in life, forgive us. But we can battle and do all things together, and yes, we do need y'all.
And you know, everybody make mistakes. You know, everybody make mistakes, and I feel like your parents are here to provide for you. And they're here to make sure that you're secure. And I know for sure, my mom has never called me her best friend. You know what I'm saying? There's always been a clear, I'm your mama, but if you need to talk, I'm opening that line of communication. And at the end of the day, I feel like that's the best bet because I never looked at my mom as my equal. I always felt, my dad, you know, I looked at my parents as like, obviously y'all know something I don't. So let me just, you know, of course I got my little comments sometimes, but, you know, again, it's all about humbling yourself. And, nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Your parents can do stuff and you just be like, dang, you know my nerves. But then you look at it and they probably like, dang, that child get on my nerves. You know, we all make mistakes. It's about loving and respecting one another. You know?
But with that being said, it's a very crucial thing that we're facing when it comes to climate change. And this is the next question. It says climate change is getting worse and affects everyone. The African American community has many injustices to fight. But can you suggest ways that black and white environmentalists can fight climate change together?
I'm going to pass it to you, but I had an idea. I think, you know, the small things really matter. So, you know how I be wanting to recycle, y'all. I want to recycle so bad, but where are the trash cans? Where are the directions on how I should be recycling? I feel like when I was in high school, there was one program where you could plant a tree or something like that, and that program wasn't followed through. I was excited for that program. I wanted to eat the fruit that I grew. You know what I'm saying? I think again, we need to have those programs. Hey, you know, vegetables don't grow in the store, right? You know, water doesn't just fall from the sky. Rivers flow and there's an irrigation system. I think it's about teaching kids how to farm, how to fish, how do I, because at the end of the day, if right now every store closed, could you survive? Could you plant a tree? I mean, of course it's not going to grow tomorrow, but I I don't want to have black thumbs. I don't want to be a part of the reason that the earth is dying. You know, and I feel I do see a lot of like recycling trash cans around. I just don't know how to use them. You know, like putting them everywhere. I feel like systems are in place where they make healthy stuff so expensive. Like, why do I have to pay more to stay alive? You know what I'm saying? I feel like water should be free. I feel like water should be free. Like, I'm just being real, you know? Water should be free. Why do I have to pay to stay hydrated? And then have to pay to go to the hospital for dehydration? Like, and you pay me to work continuously. Like, you're working to survive at this point. And we need to, like, there's a trading system. Like, I grow apples, you grow pears. Let's trade. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And we're so based around money, we need to use the money that we've been creating and so selfishly holding. And maybe invest in ourselves and invest in cleaning up. Like, when you see somebody throw something on the ground, you tell them, hey, I think you need to pick that up. Like, you know, like I was driving and, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I threw my orange peel out the window. And technically it's not litter because, you know, nutrients from the orange goes into the ground and brings more nutrients into the grass, okay? A little science for you. But yeah, this man drove up next to me. He was like, I think you dropped something. I said, I know I dropped something. And he was like, what was that? I was like, oh no, it's just my orange. You know, my orange peel. He said, well, I thought it was a piece of paper. I'm like, all right, son, dang, calm down. But I understood and I respected that on so many levels because it was like, you gotta check the people around you, you know, to make sure everything is good. Like, you can't just say, oh, you need to, I'm a change. But you see everybody else doing the same thing. You see everybody else making the same inconsistent moves. And you just be like, well, I'm doing my part. But are you really doing your part? Like, are you really doing the most that you could do? You know, hey, pick that up. Like, there's a trash can 2 feet from you. Why did you have to drop that there? Logically, that didn't make sense. Get your exercise, walk that 2 foot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. So you're like, oh.
I wanted to ask James if you wanted to take this question too, because he's also a youth organizer working against climate change. But welcome.
Cool. Yeah, I think you touched on a bunch of good points.
Yes.
I think like more soil building, because when you're building soil, you're really building community, because we all like to eat, don't we?
Yes.
So doing stuff like that and like doing it together. Yeah, we had a permaculture action day behind the St. Rock Market at Grow On Urban Farm, and that was with Rising Appalachia, who's like a well-known musical duo. They have like millions of streams on Spotify and all of that, and we follow them on their tour, and we plan out these action days like months ahead of time, and then we mobilize people from their show to come out to a day of action the day afterwards. So that's another great way to, you know, artists can get, you know, the youth involved and stuff, because kids like music, and it's a great, you know, opportunity to, like, if their favorite artist is telling them, hey, we're going to perform at this community action day, building soil and growing things together, they're going to want to come out to it. And when you mentioned recycling, I've just been like thinking about that lately too. And I've been hearing things about how you may be thinking you're recycling, but might not even be getting recycled, you know?
Right.
And I see it kind of like voting. Like, I do it for the chance that it actually makes a difference and does something, but we got to be like reducing the amount of trash that we're consuming, you know, like bringing your own plate to this event or bringing your Tupperware to the restaurant when you go out to eat instead of getting to go box, you know, not consuming straws, reducing before you're recycling. That's like the last ditch effort is recycling. So, yeah, I would say building community through building soil
So what I'm hearing is that, yeah, give me a round of applause. Thank you for sharing that. What I'm hearing is that we probably, as Justice and Beyond, need to sponsor some actions to do some things around what you said, to not just be, I mean, we're often out in the community, but to do some more actions centered upon agriculture and growth and recycling, to do those types of actions together intergenerationally probably good too.
All right, I'm going to ask another artist come up to the stage. I have a couple of artists that came through the stage. A good friend of mine. Thanks, Galatian. Everybody gonna have a Galatian. A good friend of mine, we've been doing a lot of stuff over at Sweet and Rain. And this young brother, he has both side talent. You know, every instrument I seen him pick up, he's been able to maneuver around, you know. So I like to call Jared or Jay Styles up to the stage, please. As well as, you know, a good friend of mine. You know, I met him on the circuit, you know. I seen him perform and I actually looked up his work, you know, Ski, you know, he comes up here too as well, you know. And I would ask one of the elders would like to come and join me on stage as well.
I'm not going to sit down yet. I guess I got to sit down afterwards. All right, now. I'm really trying to figure out how I'm going to do this poem. Might have the F word come out, but it's a good poem. It's actually called F America. Now you see why it's so hard. So if it slips out, I apologize. And a man that doesn't give a damn if you're raised in the Queens or up in the suburbs next to a white picket fence be on the scene. I'm a new man that doesn't give a damn. Today's your mom's payday. Or mine is on the corner to see a new day. I'm a new man that doesn't give a damn about the wars in Iraq because I too am being attacked, all these taxes on my back. I'm a new man that doesn't give a damn if on your wall is a Harvard master degree or I'm still in this classroom trying to get my GED. Finally. I'm a new man that doesn't give a damn about reality because the USA judge me on these saying that technicality.
A special guest youth today, brother nephew. Yeah, this is D4. Yeah, we got an announcement about the football team.
So, we got the latest discovery.
What's the name of your fault?
Kansas.
They're alive.
Kansas.
Oh, that's sweet. Give it to me strong.
Yeah.
What's the age you're looking for?
Anyone?
Any age on the 14?
Huh?
On the 14?
Yeah, 14.
All right, now, how do they find out about you? How do they get in contact with you? If they want to join the team, how do they do it? What do they do?
You got some people.
That's how it is. Who they talk to? That's how it is.
Okay.
Who they talk to? Your dad the coach?
My daddy wasn't great.
I'm a coach too?
Yeah.
Peace and respect. How y'all doing out there? All right. So what's up, man? You want to record it on my phone for me? Can I record it on my phone? Don't worry about it. All right. So my name is Ski Wee. Appreciate it, brother. With 4 eyes, because I wear them literally. But on improvement, you know, and righteousness and faultless. That's all we focus on. We all a group of musicians. We all do hip hop and sing, and you know, just righteous young men trying to move the world forward, man. So this song I'm about to do is called Shorty. I actually wrote it for my son. I just released my first official debut album last month. So this it's called Shorty. Hope y'all like it. You don't want to be a thug, you better check yourself, respect yourself. I bet you can help yourself, never fall. Back on the wall, you better brawl. Blowing like a trumpet and singing like Lou Rawls. Catching withdrawals when I don't perform enough. Isn't enough if you think about giving up. They say the Lord give it, Lord take it away. So if you got a passion, pursue it every day. I'm a living example of what you gotta trust. We gotta keep each other pure, it's all in the blood. Never in love with the money is really life. And the word is God, I'ma let it be light. I look into Yahshua with the crystals. I've been close with the spirit since a little. Lion King, my mind is clean. I got a lot of love, so I'ma find my dreams reality. Is nowhere to run that you can hide. The most official high is from natural design. Thoughts really divine, a master of many trades. I really like to bowl and I really like to pray. You don't want to be a thug, you better check yourself, respect yourself. I bet you can help yourself, never fall. Back on the wall, you better brawl. Yeah, blowing like a trumpet and singing like Lou Rawls. Yeah. Thank you. So y'all want, if you want to hear something else out there, you can talk to me. I'm selling it for $10. Yeah, so I got another one if y'all want. You want to hear another one? So when I heard that young lady say water is free, I said that in one of my rhymes, so it's just like, I got to do it now. Look. These suckers losing their royalties in the poker game. It's too serious, I ain't never been a winner tame. I'm in love with the pain, cause sanity is change. I'm in love with the rain, cause sanity is change. It's inevitable, this a heavenly flow. Then what the hell am I doing paying for Texaco? Always thinking smarter, we shouldn't have to pay for water or anything that is nutritional for all of us. Make the system a barter, coming through with a daughter of a Cuban speaking Spanish when I'm up in the waters. All limbs as new as it's gonna get. Kicking it in the boot, touching land I ain't touched yet. I'm up next to the right hand of the Father, but you should feel his weight. I'm carrying on his cross. Lost, I once was, I'm just making a choice. Ringing the bells in the jungle, I'm just using my voice. Lost, I once was, I'm just making a choice. Ringing the bells in the jungle, I'm just using my voice.
Anybody have any questions? Questions? No? Okay. Well, I'm glad that you said that because, you know, this whole meeting, it's all about letting voices be heard, voices of change. And the change is of, you know, we know that the older generation, older organizers that have been doing this for years, for decades, are, you know, kind of tired, you know, and also are fed up with the lack of support from the youth. You know, that's why I wanted to bring, you know, I'm glad y'all came through and shared y'all message because really these young men and these young women have all displayed throughout my time knowing them that they are exhibiting change on a daily basis, doing these things just because this is their life. You know, and that's why I'm like, we all need to come together as one accord and move towards this progression. You know? You have a question, Pat?
Well, it's not a question, but I'd like to make a statement that I'm a 72-year-old soldier. I'm the 72-year-old freedom fighter that's been long waiting for you to come on the scene. And I am generally optimistic way our world is operating on fossil fuel. And if we don't, then the earth will not be a habitable place. There'll be a tipping point in about 12 years. That's a lot of work to be done. To get people to stop driving automobiles, stop burning coal. And when I was their age, we did the unthinkable. We killed segregation. Woo!
Yeah.
That was a hard battle. I went there many times. Now you have to change the entire economic system, or there will be no earth. So I challenge you. We brought you this far, but you're going to have to take us the rest of the way. I'm 72. I won't make it to 82. Maybe I will. My daughter says I'm better.
He gonna bring you back to life.
You got 2 more minutes.
I ain't going to work past top of that.
But
Yeah, there you go.
I need your leadership.
Yes.
If this is going to change, you have to make the change.
Amen.
You cannot be afraid to go to jail. That's right.
Too late.
You cannot be afraid of the people who say they got the power.
And that's where the education comes in. That we respect and so grateful for Pat Bryan and him and Dwight Webster being the founders of Justice and Beyond, and the legacy that they still operate in, and the teaching that still needs to be done to the younger generation of how to show resistance and not get hurt, and how to stand up without fear. And so I think the bottom line is that we all understand is that we need young people at the table. We need you at the table planning these Justice and Beyond meetings together to be pillars of this organization. We need you at the table here. We have a suggested box or paper for suggested forums. If we need to do more forums that are dedicated to justice for young people, then we need to do that. Whatever it is about, we need to make sure that we have more forums that are specifically targeted toward your generation. So again, we need you at the table. We're grateful that you're here tonight, and we want to thank you for your participation, and want to keep on asking you to stand with us for the sake of saving this world. We're in that fight together.
So y'all remember the name of my poem now? Right? Y'all remember the name, right? Alright, so now y'all just said it kind of had like a deeper meaning to it. So I actually wrote that poem in, I believe it was about 2008. So I guess I got good memory because I never wrote it down. But I kind of felt this way for a long time. It's like, what color barrier? Like, what's in, like, my mind is like colorblind. You know, we all should be as one. Kind of piggyback off of what Mark said about jail, you know, I don't really do personal stories, but, you know, the time kind of fits, you know. I'm actually just got rid of this situation, so I can actually talk about it now. If we have anybody that was in prior service, military, appreciate the service, I actually served too. I actually just got discharged out the Army. They let me go with the right way. But it was a battle for the past year. I actually was AWOL. I like to tell young people, if you don't fight for something you believe in, it ain't really worth it. I disagreed on a lot of values, a lot of things that I feel like I can say as a person that deployed numerous times, has been in for over 5 years. I feel like I have the right to say what's fair and what's not. And I just felt like a lot of soldiers, especially minorities, was being mistreated. When we deployed, we did have like lack of food, lack of water. And I took it as under my thought process to basically come out of it. I didn't like what it was kind of making me angry as a person, more violent. I felt like I needed to take a step back. But I chose to do that, and they actually pardoned me with the honorable discharge. Appreciate it. But it was the fact that, like, I had to fight for that. Like, positive things like I have been doing. Now, I'm not saying anybody in the military go AWOL, but the whole moral of the story, you can't be afraid to go to jail. You can't be afraid of what somebody else can do to you, because they can only do to you what you let them.
Right.
So I didn't let them mentally or physically break me. So no matter what the consequence was, I was ready for it. Because in my mind, what I wanted and what I believed in was much stronger.
I just want to comment on that jail thing right quick. I mean, I'm not afraid of going to jail, but just being confined and taking your freedom away from you innocently or not innocent, I just don't feel like it's smart. Because if you really out here trying to fight for freedom, you can't do it behind the walls. You can only speak to other people and let them be the vessels, but it's like they all got to come back to you. So it's like, I'm not afraid of it. I just don't think it's smart.
And, if you stand for something, you got to be willing to live and die for it, And it's like, it's your livelihood that's at stake. So if there is blatant red line oppression that is keeping people from advancing, jobs that's closing doors or factories that's pumping out toxins into the environment, killing neighborhoods, that's something to stand for. That's something to die for. That's something you can go to jail for and think nothing about it. Because it's like, they doing this purposely to destroy us and separate us. So you got to be purposely driven to unite and fight against that.
Amen.
Final words.
And, this is Lolly. Lolly, never perform yet. Never perform. And this is how I'm going to do a thing.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We have final performance, all right?
All right. And before I perform, I just want to say the largest prison there is the one of our mind. You gotta think outside. You gotta break through. There's a lot of things society puts on us, and you gotta realize who you are. But anyway, I have a piece for you. It's called Sunchild. And I wrote this. I was playing around writing it, but it meant so much to me. I was speaking to myself. And it actually was just a freestyle, and I went ahead and recorded it. So it's on YouTube, so you can find it. But, brighter days will come. The sun will shine and the rain will stop pouring. I never knew that it could change until I finally decided to move forward. Hey, I waited for my luck to change.
you're just sitting in your situation. Oh, you said run, child, run, child, run, child, run, child, run, child. I said run, child, run, child, run, child, run to the sun.
I'm glad we waited on that one. I'm ready to run now. I'm ready to fight now. That was amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Come on, give a round of applause for all of our young people. We are so very blessed to have you. We are honored to have you. Our confession is that as the older generation and the generations that are not of yours, we've not put you on a platform like this often enough. We've not understood that we need to be educated by you. We've too many times understood that we need to educate you, and that's not how it is. It's a reciprocal relationship where we're educating each other. And so we need to do this more often and as often as possible. So thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
For getting real with us tonight.